this team has almost no weaknesses at all. So today, trainers, we're diving together into Fossil Cup with a powerful team that I think is gonna get you a lot of handy wins in Go Battle League. So today we're having double steel in the same line, but still not gonna be an ABB team style, because we're gonna play around that, but with a weird formation with a steel type up on the lead, the steel type at the back, and in between we are gonna fit in there the jellyfish Pokemon. Speaking of which, here it is, Jellicent in action with a Shadow Ball for big damage on the Dugong. We're just gonna keep going here with our jellyfish Pokemon, and at this point they're just gonna try to snipe us down with those icy winds. At some point I'm expecting the drill run, but as it seems here they're just gonna go for another icy wind. They want to debuff us as much as possible, and after this debuff, that was pretty smart that they did. Right now they can easily tank one Shadow Ball and farm it down with those Ice Shards. With that in mind, now we can go in with the Scavalier, snipe down this Pokemon before they reach to another debuffing move. We already hate that Dugong here, and now we can start going pretty rough at them with those counters and those drill runs. The counters are double resisted because of the ghost typing of Jellicent, but to be honest I don't care much because I know they have a Quagsire, and at this point I'm just gonna go in with my grass type Pokemon and start having a ton of fun. Even though they can debuff us with that Bubble Beam, we can still one-shot them down with potential Power Whips. So here comes the first one, down goes Quagsire as they're trying to catch, and even if they reach to the Shadow Ball, we can easily manipulate our energy in order to go with back-to-back Power Whips, one for the shield, one for the knockout. They know that, but they are still gonna go down because Ferrothorn is just gonna pop its thorns, and we're gonna take this amazing victory to start off the video. Into the next one now with the Scavalier facing the Ferrothorn. This is an amazing lead scenario for us, and on the switch we're met up with this weird Pelipper. You know what, perhaps that was a mistake. I should have got in there with my Popthorn, because I don't know what they have as a third, so keeping two steel types for the end game might be kinda problematic sometimes. So anyways, just gonna take the next move, and right after we're gonna be able to pressure for the potential Shadow Ball. They are gonna block it, so now they can farm down, but instead they want to spend their energy, and you know what, I'm fine with this, so down we go in the process. So it's all up to my double steel over here to clear the entire thing. I'm just gonna press my Power Whip as soon as I get over there. I can expect something like a Lucario at the back, to be honest, but they end up having the Mobile with the Farfangs. And do you remember at the start of the video that I said that this team has almost no weaknesses? This is the reason. Fire types, when it comes down to those double steels, are gonna be the main reason that this team has almost no weakness at all, and it's gonna be the main weakness that we are gonna have. Other than that, we have a lot of play against anything in the meta, and now let's move forward into the next battle. We're facing a Quagsire up in front, and you know what, Jellicent can absolutely do a lot of solid work even against a Pokemon like Quagsire. Shadow Ball for big damage, they want to block it and respect it. Of course that makes a lot of sense, but still they want to stay in. That gives me some time to overfarm even more, and now they switch out to the Mandibuzz. You know what, here comes now another Shadow Ball before we faint, and this will definitely put them at the range that in a while we might be able to finish it off, not with a Thunder, but instead with a Power Whip. They're already below 50%, which means now that whatever they throw, we can easily take it and still deliver the lethal blow with our Power Whips. Not gonna risk it at all. I know they still have the Quagsire, so I need to take out this Mountain as soon as possible. So here comes now the Quagsire into the battle, just gonna tank the move, and because I saw the Quagsire makes me think that whatever there is at the back might be also weak to my Ferrothorn. Just gonna keep it for the end game, and as it seems they have the Pelipper, and you know what, a simple Mega Horn will just connect for big damage here, and my opponent goes for the early top left on this battle. I still think that we could have won this battle anyways, but they could battle till the end, but anyways, perhaps they did not want to stall anymore. Into the next one now with that Kingdra on the switch. So Kingdra is an interesting choice. Not a lot of fairy types exist in the meta, and even against steel types on this meta you can still do a lot of solid work with those Octazookas, and still the pressuring from the Dragon Breath is still gonna be insane. Anyways, we're just gonna go for the Shadow Ball here, which they can take, and right after I decide to take another move, this time another Octazooka on my Scavalier, and then switch up to the Ferrothorn in a weird effort to completely farm down. At the back they have a Steelix, so the battle is not over yet. We have to get through this Pokemon, and if they have Crunch, things can get sideways pretty fast, because we can definitely resist the Psychic Fangs, we can definitely block at least once that Earthquake, but Crunch can be kinda problematic, and guess what, they have Crunch and also apply the debuff pretty early on this battle, always trying to pressure for that CMP, and we can win it with ease. So right after I will try to switch out, but of course it is a CMP, just was hoping that this was not the CMP. Anyways, now we're met up with the Jellicent, and I know that they cannot farm up to a double move. At this point I'm just gonna switch in there to the Scavalier, try to pressure as much as I can, and then I can go in, return to the battle with my Ferrothorn, able to snipe them down with that final power whip, and whatever follows will just fall down to my bullet seeds, because both of those Pokemon, the Kingdra and the Steelix, have a weird amount of HP and pretty low, to be honest, so a few bullet seeds will definitely seal the deal. So against my next opponent here, we're having a Berserker up in front, pretty solid lead. You already know that the counters can absolutely melt down a glassy Pokemon like Berserker. And of course now on the next battle we are met up with this Jellicent. We can definitely tank the moves that they're gonna throw. They also went for the bait at the start, which is kinda weird, but still we can easily go ahead and complete the farm down, getting out of here with a full Thunder ready to go, which we can unleash to the Berserker. Big damage on that Pokemon. I know they have a lot of energy and we have to respect it at some point, and at the back they also have Lanturn, so at this point I'm just gonna stay in. I want to keep my Jellicent for the end game, and as it seems here we can definitely tank those shields out of play for sure. So we're just gonna go in and straight forward for those drill runs. Big damage if they do not block, of course they are gonna respect the damage, and right after I will block as well, because I have a feeling that if this Lanturn is getting out of the way, even that Berserker cannot stop me now. Able to catch a big surf on my Jellicent, this is looking pretty good, and right after they will try to catch one move on the Berserker as well. However, at this point we can easily tank the moves and try to go for the surf to finish them off. Of course this is gonna be enough to finish off Berserker, and right after, before we feint, we can still land one more surf, which is kinda unneeded for this scenario, unnecessary for sure, because now we can reach to the drill run. It was already over since we can win the CMP as well. Into the next one now, and here is another big weakness for this team, another fire type Pokemon. So basically fires are gonna be pretty much everywhere if you use this team, because of the algorithm, if you believe in it. And right after we're just gonna sacrifice this Scavalier and of course return to the battle with our safe switch and the Jellicent. Not switching in there, but right after we're gonna switch to our Ferrothorn. Now we're switch locked with this Ludicolo, and to be honest I really like my odds over here, because a simple power whip can put it pretty low. However, you can see that we cannot farm it down quite easily. Of course I cannot reach another move. I was hoping on that and counting on that, so right here I will go for the Thunder. Perhaps that was a mistake. A power whip could have taken out this Pokemon, and that could have worked towards my advantage, because as it seems at the back they have a Kartana. Of course with my moveset on Ferrothorn we cannot do anything else on Kartana, and with those Razor Leafs being super effective on my Jellicent, and with the high attacks that Kartana is having, we're just gonna fall down. So fire is definitely a problem for this team, but if you're not seeing a lot of fire Pokemon around, basically Macargo and Mowile with Farfang are gonna be the only fire options that you are gonna be concerned about. I think this team can go pretty well. So anyways, able to block here the Acid Spray, which is a great call for my opponent. However, I'm still gonna clean this debuff as soon as possible. And now on the switch we're met up with a Gyarados. So Gyarados is a weird choice for this cap. I really think that it can do a lot of solid work up against a lot of Pokemon, and it is gonna struggle against Electrics, but with Electrics not being that common, of course Gyarados can go to town. I might give this Pokemon a shot, and if it works I will upload the video for sure. So over here Scavalier now can return to the battle, resisting those Dragon Breaths, and of course we can pressure for the drill run. They want to catch the move on the Tapu Fini, great catch here, but they want also to go for the shield. What are you doing, trainer? Right now we can have the upper hand, because all we need to do is to go in with Pop Thorn and try to charge up to a double move, one power whip for that Tapu Fini and one more for the Gyarados. Let's get that sweet victory, trainers. Not even need needed to go for the Thunder because this Pokemon is extremely glassy and pretty low on HP. So that is gonna be all for today, trainers. Thank you for watching and for staying till the end. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, and of course consider subscribing to my channel if you want to see more of my content here on YouTube. With that said, I have 2 videos for you to check out, so feel free to do so, and I will see you all into the next one.